So what does a six-figure business coach actually do? I'm Ruth Kudzi, the founder of Ruth Kudzi Coaching. I transformed my life and my business, and I'm passionate about helping others do the same. In this video, I'm going to get into the nitty-gritty and share the things that I've done over the last 3 years to earn multiple six figures in my business. And I'm going to be sharing them all with you. So if you are curious about what it takes to get to that level, if you want to know the top tips and the insider stuff, watch on. This is going to be some gold dust for you. So before we even go into what we do, why do we talk about six figures? It seems to be this stamp that we have within the marketplace. Now remember, six-figure revenue doesn't mean six-figure income. I'm really passionate about helping people get to six-figure revenue so then they can get six-figure income. You need the revenue first to get the income. So for me, I make a six-figure income from my coaching and my training businesses. I've got two hats. I train coaches and I'm also a business coach for established entrepreneurs. So what do I do? One thing that you might be surprised to hear is that I don't actually coach every single day. And that's really important for me because I find that energetically with my clients, the amount of time, energy, and headspace that I give them means that I need to have spaces between those sessions because I need to recalibrate and I want to always be in the best state when I'm working with clients. So I'm going to share what my typical day looks like Monday to Thursday, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about my typical week. So Monday, every day actually I follow the same thing. I get up and let's just say that's a little bit of a moving feast. In my ideal, I get up at 5:30, but in winter, I find that really hard. So I get up at around 6 o'clock. I usually go and do some kind of exercise. So I might go to the gym, I might go to a yoga class, I might get on my Peloton bike, but I do something to wake myself up and energize myself. Of course, with a coffee, do my exercise. I then look at my goals and what I'm doing that day, and I really tune into how I'm feeling. So after the exercise and coffee, I look at what I've got on that day and I check in with myself to see how I'm feeling. And when I check in with myself, I check in around my body, like where do I feel resistance? Where do I feel uncomfortable? What's going on? Like what am I saying to myself that morning? And I set an intention for the day. Now, if I'm not feeling great, I ask myself what would make me feel better? Often that might be going outside, it might be sitting in silence, it might be doing some journaling, but I'm not that strict about having a set routine. I have, over the years, done many of them, and I feel that tuning into myself and what I need after the exercise and coffee and goals and the intentions helps me. It might be that I journal, I might read something, I might go outside, I might sit in silence, I might meditate. Meditation, I find it better during the day because I find that it gets me back into that sleep state. So often in the morning, it's not the best time, but to sit in silence, to really connect with myself, that is a beautiful time to do that. And then usually I have probably, depending on whether I've been to the gym or yoga, I might have about half an hour then when I kind of catch up with everything that's gone on. Emails, I check in with my team, I make sure that I know like anything that I need to answer that day, any priorities. Now, the great thing that is happening now when I'm really moving towards, when you're watching this, I may well be a seven-figure business owner, is that I don't actually check my general email box. I have a very special email box, so I check that. So if anything's urgent, my team let me know to look into that email box. And I also have my one-to-one clients on an app. So I check in just to see if they've left me any voice notes and reply to those. So that first half hour is really making sure that the communication with everyone is going on and that I really know what I'm doing. And then it's crazy hour. So then sort of 6:45, 8 o'clock, my kids get up and it's all about them. So everything else goes off and I am mum. And I'm mum till 9 o'clock when they are off at school and I can come back into my business. And after I've dropped them off, or if my husband has dropped them off, because we kind of take it in turns, but we're both there to get them ready, I usually like to go outside and have a quick walk. Even if it's raining, I put my hood up and get some fresh air. Then it's back to the day. And the days can be different. So It may be that I'm doing something in my membership. I might be doing a teach or a video, I might be recording a podcast, or I might be coaching clients. And I coach clients in a number of ways. So I have mastermind groups, and we have a 90-minute call every week. I currently have 2 as I'm recording this. That is going to, I'm not going to have 2 again for a long time, so it'll probably be 1 group that I have, but we have a 90-minute call. So I prepare for that call, and obviously get in the right energy, and then we have that call as a group. Or I have my one-to-one clients. And the one-to-one clients, we usually have 45 minutes to an hour long calls. So I always leave, an hour 15 in my diary for those, some time to get into state, to make sure that I'm really, really focused on what's going on for them. I look back at their notes, I check into my energy and make sure that I'm in a good place, and I work with them over that intense period of time. And even though I'm a business coach and I help people scale their businesses and make more money, actually, my coaching is often around the mindset. So I say, I can tell you the strategy. I can tell you loads of strategies. I can say how I've scaled a business to multiple 6 figures in less than a year. I can share all of the things that I've done that have worked for my clients. But the thing is, it doesn't matter if it doesn't resonate with you, if it doesn't feel good to you, if it doesn't work with you and your clients. So a lot of my work, both in my mastermind and one-to-one, is about really helping my clients get to know who they are and who they want to be and how they want to show up in the world and that impact they want to have, and then work with them on their energy and their mindset so they have a strategy that supports them. So it may be that they decide to have a membership model, they may be very much online, or they may have more of an offline business. That is why I love what I do, and I actually really love the one-to-one, because it's getting under the hood of their business, but also getting under the hood of them and who they are, and helping them to gain clarity on where they want to be and what's going on for them and what's blocking them. I'm a coach and a mentor, but I am fundamentally a coach, which means that I actually look at the whole person and how they integrate into the business. And I'm very much led by them. So the coaching sessions can be really different. I never really know what's going to come. And that's really interesting because I make sure that I'm curious. And before any session, I set the intention to be curious, because that stops me projecting what I think they're going to talk about. And it also allows me to tune into my intuition and what's going on for me in the session. And I might say, before the session I thought this and it hasn't come up. Has anything been going on for you around that? Or what's been going on for you? And often those intuitions are really insightful because they have had these things going on for them, but they haven't actually brought it up. And sometimes I'm completely off the radar and I'm not right, and that is okay too, that is part of it. So in terms of coaching clients, the maximum I would have any day is 3. And if I had 3, I would have 1 probably around 9:15, 1 around lunchtime, and 1 in the afternoon. But that's really rare. Usually I'd have 1 or 2 a day, Monday to Thursday, or I'd be doing that group coaching for my mastermind. The other thing that I do is every week I go into my membership, the Coaching Hub, and we have a 90-minute session. So I do that as well. I do either a coaching clinic or I do a group coaching call with them as well. Now, obviously that's a lot bigger than the mastermind, so it's not as intimate and I don't have the depth of relationships with them, but I love doing it. And alongside that, I have my training business. So I'm training people to become coaches. And I do some of that teaching and training. I also do monthly calls with them, the whole cohort, which is all around their business building. And I have other trainers that I manage. It's about actually looking at the space in my diary and making sure that there is space. So alongside the client delivery, which could be the coaching, could be the group program, could be a membership, could be a mastermind, alongside that, it's also looking at what we need to do to support that activity. Because you're not going to be having one-to-one clients or group clients or mastermind clients unless you do some things outside of the coaching. So you've got your coaching, you've got your delivery, and you are usually the person who's responsible for that. If you're running programs or memberships, it may be that you have associate coaches that work with you that do elements of the delivery. So in my Coaching Hub membership, I have Donna and Elaine, and they both run elements of that for me. In my coach training business, I have Lucy and I have Sandra and I have Kat and I have Donna, and they all do elements of that for me. So again, it's checking in with them there. So team is a really big part of it. Now, when I first hit 6 figures, I didn't have a big team. I had a VA who did a few hours a week, and I had a social media manager who did lots of my content, repurposing and posting and replying and all of that kind of thing. So I was doing the coaching, the delivery, the client acquisition, the sales, building relationships. I was doing everything. And they were supporting me a bit with the client onboarding, contracts, making sure that people paid, and they were making sure that I have all of my social media content. So my business coaching has always been quite online, although it has over the years become more referral based. So at the beginning, it's really, you need to think about not only your delivery, but actually how are you getting those clients? And this goes into customer acquisition. So during the week, you need to dedicate time or have somebody in your team who does this for you, where you really focus on where you're getting clients. Your delivery, I always say, is where you keep clients, you retain clients, and it is a great part of customer acquisition, because if you do a good job on your delivery, then people will refer you. My coach training business, I think 60% of the people in my most recent cohort were either past clients or referrals. My one-to-one coaching is about 80% referral based, and lots of my clients renew. So if you see that, you can see that the delivery is super important, which is why you need to make sure that you're not delivering again and again and again and again. I once had a time where I had 30 clients at once. So it's about 15 coaching hours a week. If you're thinking about your week, it's about 3 or 4 a day. And it is emotionally and cognitively exhausting. And if you're really going to be the best coach, you need to coach less to give yourself time to do the other things. So I'm going to talk about what those other things will be for you personally as a coach, and I'm going to talk about things that actually sometimes you can get other people to do, especially if you're at the 6 figures or just beyond that 6-figure mark. So one of the things that I really think that as a coach we need to do is we need to look at our professional development. How are we developing our coaching skills? So I take that really seriously, and I have got a string of qualifications, but also it can be as simple as reading a book or listening to a podcast or reviewing what you've been doing and reflecting and looking at what's been working and hasn't been working. Over the years, I've trained as an energy coach, mindset coach, small business coach, personal coach. I've got a diploma in coaching. I obviously offer my own diploma in coaching now, and I've got multiple certifications, including NLP, and I'm just finishing off my master practitioner. So lots and lots of things that I do. And really, in terms of that, because I'm quite a shiny object thing, I used to have many things on the go. Now I kind of think, okay, what do I need for my professional development as a coach this year? Let's look at potentially training in one big method. So, NLP Master Coach is the end of 2020, early 21. 2020, earlier on this year, I did some energy coaching and became a spiral practitioner and a spiral coach. 2019, early 2020, it was all about neuroscience and coaching, and I think I'm going to be doing more of that in 2021. So really constantly looking to up-level my skills. So I have time during the week where I'm doing some training, I'm doing some development, I'm building on my skills, because I know that if my clients are going to get the best results and if I'm going to be teaching stuff, I want to be ahead of the game. I want to be up-leveling. So I would say, I don't have a set time for that, but I do that. I probably have about 5 hours a week, which is on that training and professional development. And on top of that, that's personal development. So that's wider. That's anything that I'm looking at to develop. So that could be learning a new skill. We are attempting to teach our children French, and I'm learning that too. And that helps me, that develops me. Again, reading, listening to podcasts, being part of a mastermind, something that has been super important for my development, working with my own coach. So alongside the delivery, we've got our personal and professional development. So think about how you want to integrate that into the week. Some of my clients have a whole day, Other people prefer to do it kind of drip fed. I have Fridays where I don't usually see clients, and I might do professional development on that day, I might do personal development, or I might just have lunch with my husband. Then it's about content creation. In the online world, we need to create content like this. We need to engage with people. So I work with someone who plans out my content for me, and we look at all of the themes, and then I flesh it out. I create YouTube videos, I create podcasts, and then she creates blogs from those. She creates emails from those. She creates social media posts from those. But I also write some of my own social media content. So I have about 2 hours a week where I really connect in with that and plan it for the next week according to these themes. And then alongside that, I do things when I am in the moment. And it's always in that moment that connects. But you need to have space to do that. So content creation and repurposing that content, either you doing it or someone else doing it. If you've got a great long piece social media post, repurpose it as a blog, repurpose it as an email, use it again. We don't need to be creating lots and lots of content. I mean, like all the time. I speak to clients and they spend days creating social media content. What I do is I do intensive days filming, so I need to do 1 or 2 of those every couple of months, and that's my YouTube content, which then becomes blogs, it then becomes emails, and it is repurposed across our social media channels. So that's a really good use of my time. Podcasting, Again, I might use a Friday or a Tuesday, which is more of my content day, to record 5 podcast episodes. And again, they are repurposed. Another really good thing that I do with my podcast is I offer people in my Coaching Hub membership live coaching session. They can get that every single week, and then one of those becomes a podcast. So it's always about repurposing. What can I do to work smarter? If you're spending if you're working like that and you've maybe got 2 hours of content creation a week, then you can say, right, I'm going to spend an hour on social media responding to people and building relationships. Because often we broadcast, but actually if we're going to build relationships, we need to have a 2-way conversation. And if you do that, that's helping you to get the clients. So content is part of our client acquisition system, part of marketing. And marketing really means getting in front of the right people with the right product at the right price in the right place. Now that could be social or it could be other things. For me, we mainly use social, Facebook and Instagram. We use YouTube and we use Pinterest as well. And then we use our email. So it's about making sure that the person who runs my Facebook ads, that's all working. And again, I'm in that position now where I've got a team who do it, but I did it myself. I ran my own Facebook ads. I created opt-ins. I ran ads, I got people onto my email list, they came into my Facebook group, and then they became clients. That's a system that has worked well for me. But I want you to really think about what's going to work well for you. If your ideal clients are corporate, as a business coach, they're not going to sign up to an opt-in. They may join a newsletter, they may join a masterclass, but you need to really think about what's going to work for your audience. And they're probably not going to hang out in a Facebook group. They're much more likely to be on LinkedIn. So think about your social media or other activity where you're going to get in front of clients. That could be that you are literally getting on the phone and speaking to people. It might be that you're doing colder emails. It might be that you're asking for referrals and doing referral marketing. For us, it is really using social media to leverage our message and to build relationships. Every month we do a masterclass, so that's a great way for people to get to know you and build that deeper relationship, and then we always have an offer at the end of that masterclass. So again, that's another way that we get people into our world. I've talked about kind of what we're doing publicly, so emails, social media, referrals, networking, anything like that that is helping us get clients. But we also need to put some time in our week for sales. Now for me, I don't have loads of one-to-one clients, so the maximum one-to-one clients that I take on at the moment is 5. And I would say I convert 90% of my one-to-one calls. So actually, I probably have 1 or 2 inquiries each month that are the right people, because we look at all of their applications, and then we have a 15-minute call. Might be a little bit longer for my one-to-one. So that's fine to have that in my diary. But if you were taking on people for programs or for masterminds, you need to make sure that you schedule that in your diary as well. Where do you have space where you can have those calls? And maybe as you grow, you get someone else to do that for you. So for my coaching certification training program, we actually have some people who do a lot of the calls for me, who qualify people and make sure that they're a good fit. Sales needs to be in there as well. So you're seeing how it all builds up. So when I'm saying a typical day, Monday, come back 9:15. Let's say I have a call at 9:30 to 10:30. Then at 10:30, I actually have a meeting with my team then, which is about an hour long till 10:30. And then where is my sales this week? Where's my business development? Where's my client acquisition? Where am I looking at my figures? Like how much is my audience growing? And of that audience that are growing, like what percentage are converting into buying something? The lowest price would be my membership. And where are they coming from? And how long does it take them from when they first join my email list to actually become a client? You know, all of these things are super important. As you grow from 6 figures to 7 figures, you'll be wanting to take yourself out of the business more. So what that means is the business can run without you. And that's kind of where I am right now. If you've got that, so you've got your content, your marketing, your sales, your delivery, you want to have a method for customer retention and feedback, and you can do that through creating things like Typeform, through basically having a system. This is what I'm saying. You need systems and processes. As a coach, this may not be your strength. So if you can, get some support with that. I know that it's not my strength. I have somebody to literally organise my calendar for me, to make sure that I have breaks, to make sure that I have time for lunch. Because when I didn't, I might have back-to-back calls and no time for lunch, and I'm not giving my clients the best, and I'm not in the best space either. So I recognise that I have someone to do that. So on Mondays and Thursdays, I actually work till about 5:30. My kids are in an extended after school club, which they actually want to go to every day, but I don't want them to because I want to spend time with them too. So Mondays and Thursdays, I work till about 5:30. A lot of that, so I don't usually have calls after 3 o'clock in client calls. So my client calls are usually the bulk of the day, but that might be, I might be doing some personal development, some listening to podcasts. I might be doing some writing. I might be, having more informal calls with people who might become partners for some of my programs. So I structure my day around my energy. I know that kind of that 3 till 5:30, I'm not as energetic. So I do things at a bit of a slower pace. If you know that this is your day, and I would say for most business coaches, you probably don't want to have more than 10 clients a week. So if you've got 10 clients a week for 40 weeks, that's 400 clients. But if you're thinking about packages, it may be that you have the clients, over kind of like a 3-month package, so 12-week package. So let's say, that we need to get between 30 and 40 new clients a year to hit that 6 figures. So that means that we need to be charging about £3,000 for 3 months. Engaging with potential clients is so important, and engaging with current clients. Social media can be really powerful for us as business coaches to build those relationships. And finally, my top bit of advice, if you want to get to 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, look at your year. So really decide about when you want to be working and not working. For me, I minimise my work when my kids are not at school. So that means that I have 13 weeks a year where I'm not seeing clients. And I'm pretty strict on that, pretty strict. I might let 1 or 2 fall through. But the summer is really our sacred time as a family. And we love to go away, we love to do things for the kids. I created my business because I wanted to be around them more. So that's why I have a bigger team. And that's why I finish at 3 days a week, so I can actually be with them. That's why in the mornings when they get up, everything else is off. Alongside that, so it's okay, so let's structure my time. And when I have programs, I just have a break. In my membership, I get people to cover, and it might be that maybe one week in the summer I do something, Donna does something 1 week, Elaine does something 2 weeks. So we might just give a little bit of a break for our members. But when you're looking at that, think about when you're taking the holidays. Put those in first, and then think about when you've got launches and things going on. So it's super important that you give yourself space between launches to grow and nurture your audience. And the final thing is, that there is no one set way. I've shared what's worked for me and what's worked for me over the years. I would love to know what's worked for you. And if you want to find out more about what I do now and my business, come on over and check me out on Facebook in the coaching community. I'll leave a link down below. I'll leave the next video over here. Remember, if you enjoy this content, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and ring that bell so you get that next video when it's out. See you later.